No marriage is beyond redemption. I don't know where your marriage is right now. I don't know if you are separated. I don't know if you don't even sleep at home because of problem in your marriage. I understand. I was once there. I was once broken in my marriage. I was once crying every night, pouring tears because of the devil's determination to break my marriage. I want you to understand that no marriage is beyond redemption. Let me give you an instance, because right now you might tell me, but this marriage was a mistake. I married this woman or this man by mistake. He is not a child of God. I want to share the story of David and Bathsheba. You see, you and I will know the story that it is a bad story. How David lusted after another man's wife, and even in the process, he slept with her, that's committed adultery, and that was not enough. He even killed the husband. He sent the husband to the front of the wall so that the man would be killed, and the man was killed. And then David now had the opportunity to take the woman as his wife. He said, oh, this is my own wife. What happened? Both of us will say that this was a wrong marriage, because it was wrong, actually. Then the Lord showed forth. The Lord visited David. He sent his servant, go and meet that man that felt because he's a king, he can do anything. Go and meet him. Why have you done this? Even when you have other women, you can marry any woman you want. You have already have a lot of wives. Why are you going after another man's own? David was broken. David saw his nakedness and he wept bitterly. He asked God for forgiveness. Oh Lord, I am sorry. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Oh Lord, I am sorry. Please forgive me. David recognizes his mistake. Remember, we're talking about marriage that is done by mistake. No marriage is beyond redemption, child of God. Because some of us now would have said, so now that the Lord have come to talk to David about Bathsheba, then let me send her away. Bathsheba, you are a wrong wife. Go. This is not the wife I wanted to marry. You are wife of another man. Go. You are not my wife. That's what most people would do today. But when David repented, it didn't lead to breaking of the marriage. It was not mean that the marriage was beyond redemption. Yeah, it started on a wrong note, but when God stepped in, when there was cleansing, when there was forgiveness, when there was restoration, you will see that the same marriage bore fruit named Solomon. It was Bathsheba that gave birth to Solomon, the very child that took after David. It might interest you to know that Solomon was not the only child. Before Solomon came, David had a lot of children. But what I want you to understand when it comes to God, why should it be this child that was produced in a wrong marriage, as some of you or will say it was a wrong marriage, a marriage that is beyond redemption? Why is it like that? God stepped in. God stepped in, and there was forgiveness. There was redemption. No marriage is beyond redemption, child of God. I don't know the situation you are passing through now. I don't know what the enemy has done. I don't know to what extent that the enemy has pushed your husband or your wife, your spouse, as your spouse is so far away from God that you are ashamed. Yeah, I want you to understand that it is not yet time. Do not give up. That marriage is not beyond redemption. On this channel, I share every single time I express how God transformed my marriage in different ways. Okay? If my marriage that was so broken could become a happy marriage, my dear, if you believe, If you have God, if you trust in God, if you allowed God to lead the way, you will see God. You will see the power of God. You will see that this God is a protocol breaker. You will see that there is nothing too difficult for this God to do. You will see that God honors himself even more than his name, because God is a God of integrity. He is not an author of confusion. No. As long as you know that the person you marry is your God's ordained spouse, I am telling you that making marriage work channel, this channel, you will be learning how you can, even that marriage, even now that your husband or your wife is not ready, committed to work on the marriage, you will learn how you can do your part, and the marriage will become better. The marriage will be healed. Because in me, my own case, I don't know, but in my own eye, I know that I started on my own end. And today, I am proudly a happy woman, because God teach my husband how to love me, teach my husband how to care for me. And today, we're in the ministry together. We are a happy couple in God. In God. And it was only when David realized that he has sinned and come back to God, that is only when God blessed him with Solomon. Okay? God is the owner of marriage. Don't forget, he is the one that instituted marriage from the beginning. Yeah, he brought Eve and Adam and joined them together. And in that Genesis chapter 2, he said, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and become one flesh. And then both will become husband and wife, one flesh. God himself is the one that designed marriage. And he is the one that giveth good gifts. Every good wife or husband, they are good gifts from God. I know right now it might seem as a package that is rotten. I mean, your marriage might be so broken that you have lost hope. But here comes hope. Before the end of this year, I am standing in for the marriages of God's children. I am telling you that you are going to see the hand of the Lord in your marriage this year as you give in to God, as you allow God to lead the way. You are going to see the hand of the Lord, in your marriage this year, in Jesus Christ's name. Child of God, please, you have to know that it starts from your heart. If you keep believing that your marriage is beyond redemption, it will be difficult for things to change. Yes. The Lord says in the book of Proverbs, he said, guide your heart. Out of it comes the issues of life. Everything starts from your heart. If you say that this marriage is beyond redemption, it cannot be healed, it will continue to remain, because God is a God of integrity. He is not an author of confusion. No. As long as you know that the person you marry is your God's ordained spouse, I am telling you that making marriage work channel, this channel, you will be learning how you can, even that marriage, even now that your husband or your wife is not ready, committed to work on the marriage, you will learn how you can do your part, and the marriage will become better. The marriage will be healed. Because in me, my own case, I don't know, but in my own eye, I know that I started on my own end. You have to understand that when you know that this is God, God is involved, that because you believe God, that because you surrender your life to God, that God will come in and heal your marriage. When you operate in this mindset, that is when you will start saying that there is miracle and that there is a true living God. He exists. He watched over you. He sees your pain. He sees your marriage tears. He has actually also see all your effort you have done so far, because your effort seems not good enough, and that is why you think, why am I wasting my time? What is this woman telling me? Is it something that I've not done before? You're asking, is it something I've not done before? I have tried this, I've tried that. What are you telling me that is different? My dear, it starts from your heart. The differences start from your heart. That if you know that there is God that can make a difference, that there is a God that can raise dry bone back to life, that there is a God that even caused a child to be formed when it ceased to be in Sarah according to the manner of women. God gave Sarah a child at 90 years old. That same God will visit your marriage this season in Jesus Christ's name. If you desire to have a totally healed and a happy marriage, please join this community. Subscribe to this channel. That is my focus. I am giving back to God by sharing God's power, how God healed my marriage, and sharing the things that God taught me during the marriage journey. The things that I did that changes the way our relationship between my husband and I got to. I mean, it changes things. Things became in a different light. Okay? So we'll be sharing those things that I personally did. That today I am rejoicing in the Lord that my marriage is a changed marriage. God is alive. God is alive. He will visit you this season in Jesus Christ's name. Child of God, please do well to give this video a thumbs up, okay? See you in my next video.